speaking of potential title contenders, at middleweight now, we have the number one contender apparently. Khamzat Chimaev defeats Kamaru Usman by decision in what was... I mean, this fight had movements, never mind rounds. It had massive shifts and changing of feelings and momentums moving up and down. But Tom, it's a simple question. How did you score it?
Yeah, let's get into it, Joe. I think we have to look at this together, round by round. First round, within 10 seconds, I believe, Chimaev shoots.
Yes.
Gets a little sniff of Usman's legs, and that's all she wrote from there, Joe. I mean, it was just a endless tide of momentum carrying Usman into ever worse positions.
Yeah.
Let's start to talk about some of those positions. What stands out to you?
There was do you know what was interesting? I messaged you during this fight, which was, it's actually great to see two wrestlers going at it in wrestling in the MMA context. Because we rarely see it. It's normally like two wrestlers cancelling each other out, so they'll have a mediocre kickboxing match. But this, they actually wrestled, and Chimaev got the better of Usman because he obviously instigated it first, got in deep on the takedown. The image that most interested me was Usman with his hands planted and his feet set, with Chimaev on his back, sort of like rocking him back down to the ground, to the position where he flattened him out for just about a moment before Usman changed the position and got a knee back up again. It was the most dominant position I've seen someone get in against Kamaru Usman, like striking or ground position. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is when...
yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Absolutely. No, there's no question in the dominance of that position, and the control he appeared to have there was absolute. But there were moments in that exact exchange where I thought Chimaev looked pretty high.
Yes.
Looked pretty high. And I didn't think Usman made much of that. You know, you see fighters sense that often when the opponent gets high and they start to kind of buck them and they encourage them forwards and escape out the back. Chuck them off. We've seen it time and again. And Chimaev was definitely high during that. But I think Usman was a little bit in firefighting mode. I think he wasn't the calm, controlled and well-practiced Volkanovski in the Makhachev fight. I think Usman was coming in on 12 days' notice. Hasn't been drilling somebody having his back. Let alone Khamzat Chimaev, the crowd going crazy. You're out of your comfort zone. Never felt like this before in front of so many people. And I think Usman missed a step there, which I wouldn't really normally expect him to miss.
He hadn't drilled that position with Gilbert Burns in his training camp, obviously. Because like, if he had been, I think he would have done a lot better in that position. And you saw that in the second round then, of when Usman denied the takedowns, and they started. You could see kind of what his game plan was, which is keep it on the feet, and I think I can jab this guy up. I think I can beat him on the feet.
Certainly, I mean, obviously that game plan goes out the window when you get taken down in the first 10 seconds, and Usman should have seen that come in and should have been ready for it. But there are a few other moments to look at in that first round. Of course, Usman standing up on the verge of being choked out.
Yes.
And choosing the death of a warrior.
Yes. Madness, where it was Chimaev was on his back, Usman was standing up, and the choke was going in. And did Usman lift him up further and then throw themselves forward, and they both landed head first into the mat? Like, am I right in thinking that he almost lifted Chimaev a bit higher up?
To get that extra little bit of momentum and try to absorb most of the damage on Chimaev's big dome instead of his own.
Wow.
Was not successful in that, by the way. They both clattered their face into the mat, Usman more so than Chimaev.
Yeah.
But what he did succeed in doing is breaking that choke and going on to survive the round. However, though, did he survive that round by a 10-8 margin or by a 10-9 margin?
You're asking the wrong man here, Tom. You know I don't give out 10-8s often. You know I want to see a man close to death if I'm going to give out a 10-8. It's a 10-9 for me, Tom.
Yeah, the damage wasn't there.
wasn't there. There was good sub-attacks that got close but weren't really in. Wasn't enough ground and pound.
You're not prepared to penalise Usman for slamming his own head on the mat. You're not going to give a 10-8 for that.
No, bruv. I give him a round of applause for trying to come up with the memest knockout or finish of a card which had plenty. I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, but
Usman would take it all home if he did it. But obviously, it succeeded, Joe.
Funniest card of the year. Funniest card of the year if Usman knocked himself out with that slam.
10-9 for me as well.
Yeah. Okay. Same. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Damage just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So we go into round 2 then. You've given a little reference of that already. Usman's starting to find behind his jab. I wouldn't say he's backing up Chimaev. He's clearly nervous about being taken down again.
Yes.
Understandably.
Yes, indeed. There was also... Do you know when in our preview when I said what if Usman responded to Chimaev's wrestling with his own offensive wrestling? I don't think he had that in him on 12 days. He knows that would have exhausted him to have done something like that. I think offensive wrestling would have exhausted him and would have taken out from his striking. And you saw it. You started to see Usman settle into it when he started pumping out the jab, mostly from orthodox. Because Usman's sort of known from switching and having good power jabs out of both stances. But he stayed mostly in orthodox. He did the sort of sweep of when Chimaev was throwing the sort of body kicks. He threw the sort of straight body kicks, more like the teep up the middle. But the most significant strike for me that Chimaev landed was the big southpaw body kick. But the thing that won the round for me was Usman's most successful strike, which was the really lovely long 1-2 that he landed, where he had Chimaev it's starting to turn a little bit, caught him slightly square, long 1-2, sort of cracked Chimaev, and for me that was the round winning moment. So that's why I gave the second round to Usman.
We are unified in that feeling. Yeah, that straight left followed by a straight down the pipe. Nice right hand, set Chimaev back, and that was the definitive moment of the round. Then, of course, right at the end of the round, Usman's kind of armour did crack a little bit, and he got taken down.
Yeah.
But in quite hilarious fashion, just wrapped Chimaev up. Took one look at the clock, thought, all right, I got 30 seconds to survive here.
Yeah.
How long can I hold him in this chest wrap for?
Yes.
And about 25 seconds is the answer to that, and nullified him. Not enough for Chimaev to do anything to get the round back.
No.
10-9, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
Even going into the third round.
Yes, absolutely. Fine by me. Round 3. I think this is almost like a cultural debate for MMA this round, because there's been a bit of debate here about the whole damage over grappling, and they basically score grappling as its own reward, so they don't give it to you in the scoring of basically if you take someone down, you wrestle them down, that's the reward rather than giving you something on the judges' scorecard. But for me, I didn't see Usman landing anything of any significance in the same way he did in the second. Nothing more than Chimaev. Then Chimaev gets the takedown with a little bit of ground and pound, and then that flurry at the end. Hold on. Let me finish.
You are provoking me, Joe. You're poking at me.
Listen, I've had 4 beers. All right, I'm cooking. Yeah. And then at the end, that mad flurry when they're doing the Max Holloway, Ricardo Lamas, point at the ground, let's do it. None of Usman's shots landed, and a few of Chimaev's did. For me, there was to me, it was a Chimaev round.
Well, easy now. Let's look at this together, Joe. So you're right. Nobody got anything off in that final flurry, but you missed one part in your summary, and that's that Usman got back up. He got back up,
sure,
and he started walking Chimaev down again. The momentum shifted. Chimaev had the momentum. Usman took it back. Didn't get anything off though. But still, there is one little distinction there.
I'm not going to give a round over a momentum shift though.
Absolute. Well, hold on. It depends what happens preceding that. And I think you undersold Usman there in the 2.5 minutes until he was taken down. I thought he got a lot off. I thought Chimaev was in trouble, actually. and I thought he was walking him down, laying his 1-2, working into his jab, and seeing nothing in return from Chimaev. You could hear the roar of the crowd. You could really feel the energy behind Usman. Honestly, I thought he was on his way to a stoppage, Joe, at that precise moment. Chimaev, I think he's gassed again. He looks great.
Yes.
He looks absolutely great. He looks so athletic. He doesn't look like he's gassed, but you have to read that.
No, he looked gassed.
Well,
he had that takedown from...
He's not rocking from side to side,
Yeah.
He's not like open-mouthed. The classic signs aren't there.
He's got his own unique ones, where he kind of like... His shoulders don't bob at the same, tempo. His head doesn't duck around.
But... Yeah, and he starts like kind of like fainting, but like he's not really fainting with any like purpose because he wants to get strikes off. Yeah, he's kind of fainting just to stop you hitting him.
Yeah, that's
like
exactly
that's his
it.
defense at that point.
That's exactly it. It's just like maybe I will. Okay, well, if I can keep getting him guessing,
exactly.
And at a certain point, Usman. Yeah, I do give you credit there. Usman was like, I'm not buying on these feints so much anymore, and did proceed to start jabbing, did start moving forward. Takedown from there for Chimaev.
Now let me pull it up for you. Let me pull it up for you there. We're talking about the strikes here. So in round 3, we're looking at 41 strikes to 34 in favour of Usman, and doubling him up for significant strikes, 22 to 13, and that's including some nonsense kind of ground and pound from Chimaev when he did have control after the takedown. I got to say, Joe, I scored the round for Kamaru Usman 10-9.
Damn, did you really?
Yeah, leaving us with the winner of the fight, Kamaru Usman.
No,
I'm sorry. The commentary team seemed to know that Chimaev had won. John Anik, talked about
well done
maintaining his...
Yeah, and well done to Kamaru giving it a good effort, but Khamzat has
exactly
his winning thing.
But couldn't bring a halt to Khamzat's winning streak. No, I'm not having it. Kamaru won that third round. I think you put that in another context, other crowd, other judges. I'm just scoring it as it is. Obviously, though, the most dominant round was the 10-8. Overall, if I score that fight at the end, I think Chimaev won it.
Yes.
But round by round, I got to...
But that's how we have to score it. We can't do if this was under Pride rules. It's not under Pride rules.
So, do we have a winner in Kamaru Usman then?
10-point masters. No, Chimaev for me. I still gave Chimaev that third round. I thought the position as well...
If you take him down... You've got to land something.
He landed some
stuff.
You
don't get credit for takedown in itself.
He landed some stuff. I've got to say, there was quite a few moments, because when I'm watching a fight by myself and it gets to that sort of close round and I'm watching it super closely, there are points when I'm just like, miss, that shot missed as well, that one landed. I will watch it like that, which is very unpleasant for other people to watch with me, but... there was quite a lot when Kamaru was throwing, and it was stuff wasn't landing that clean. He didn't have a clean, huge shot in that round, Joe, for me. So that's why. Hold on, and that is why I gave it to Chimaev with the takedown, with the somewhat not that great ground and pound, but that was there. Is why I gave it to Chimaev.
And I respect that, and of course there'll be other people out there who feel the same way. It's not a foolish opinion. I understand why you've reached it. However. Again, just want to highlight 20 significant strikes landed to Chimaev's head. 20 versus only 9 coming back the other way.
By the way, these stats are never that accurate the night of. You tend to have to give it a day or two. So we'll see what the numbers are like in a couple days. You know what, Tom? I think this fight is perfect for me and you to do a live watch along, and we'll do a live commentary with it that we will upload maybe later this week. How about that for an idea? Throwing that at you right now. Bit of show prep for you live on the show. What do you think to that?
I gotta see some response here, Joe. I gotta see if I'm out on my own here. Hey. I'm naked in the wind now. I'm but a candle.
We'll put it out there. For people. See what they say.
Well, I just mean in terms of how other people saw this fight. But that's something we could definitely explore.
I've not taken in any I haven't seen any comments about it. I haven't gone on any Reddits.
Joe,
Very
let me
few
tell you
Twitter
right
accounts.
now,
Yeah.
most people are going to think Chimaev won that fight. You're not alone.